What's up, everybody? My name's Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Chelsea. Today we take on Standard Liège in the Europa League group stage and Everton at home at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. League table, we're currently sitting second place, but we're 5 points behind a Manchester United team that are just absolutely ridiculous. Through 8 games, they have a plus 27 goal difference. Insane, but we're doing pretty well. 3 points ahead of Newcastle and Arsenal. We're in a good position right now to get Champions League football next year. Now we got to stay there. Since that 1-1 draw with Liverpool, we've got 5 games and 5 wins. Starting in the EFL Cup against Brighton, a 2-1 win with a heavily rotated side. Sesko starting up top, getting a goal. Zvonarek getting a goal. We played pretty well. It was not as comfortable as the score, or it was more comfortable than the scoreline might suggest. They didn't score until the 93rd minute. It was basically already over. Then we took on Leicester in the Premier League and beat them 3-0. Badiashile, Bruno Thiago, and Mason Mount getting the goals. Then to Galatasaray at home in the second game of the Europa League group stage. Still not gonna get used to that. 3-0 win though. We played really well. Pino, Sterling, and then a Bruno Thiago penalty. Raheem Sterling's actually playing pretty well right now. Bruno Thiago did pick up a little bit of a knock though. He missed the next game, but he was back for the Stoke game. Against Wolves at home, only a 2-1 win, and they actually took the lead. We equalized 2 minutes later, and then a penalty in the 52nd minute gave us the win, but it was nowhere near as difficult as that scoreline might suggest. We blew them out of the water. Without Bruno Thiago, we just couldn't score. 24 shots to 4, 13 shots on target to 3, 3.16 XG to 0.57, and we barely won 2-1. And against Stoke, another win, 2 more goals, 2-0 win this time. Havertz scoring late on to get what ended up being the winner in the 79th minute. Jimmy Wong secured the win in the 87th minute. But again, it was a really kind of a rotated squad as well. Barry Kendrick started, Benjamin Sesko started, From, Beattie, and Kessie in the midfield, Doyle and Mancini at center back. Srezer actually started at right back. But Havertz came on as a sub, got a goal and an assist. And then again, kind of like that Wolves game, it should have been much more comfortable. We were the much better team. 20 shots to 9, 8 shots to target to 6, and need to be putting more of those shots on target. But 2.8 XG basically to 0.89. 60% possession, 5 half chances, 2 clear-cut chances. We still should have scored more than 2 goals, but with the rotated squad, you can kind of see that. But I'd still like to see that team playing better. Our backups are still really good players. I meant to show this in the last couple episodes, but I'm gonna be honest, I forgot. So we've had World Cup 2030, so I'm gonna show you the results. Starting in the group stage. In the group, Spain, Ghana, and Ecuador was in Group A. Spain and Ghana going through. Group B, Mexico, Croatia, and Iran, with Croatia and Mexico going through. No shocks yet. France, South Korea, Canada. France and South Korea going through. Again, no shocks. Canada does well in 2030 to get to another World Cup. Group D, Congo, Scotland, and Uruguay, with Congo finishing top, Scotland second, Uruguay third. Interesting. All 3 teams I don't think are at the current World Cup. Scotland just missing out. Uruguay I don't think made it. I don't think Congo did either. Group E, Italy also didn't make it, winning their group ahead of Cameroon and Honduras. Group F, Portugal, Thailand, getting to a World Cup for one, but qualifying from the group stage for another, ahead of Mali. Not a tough group, but still, it's Thailand. That's impressive. Group G, Germany, Chile, and Australia, with Germany and Chile going through. Group H, Netherlands and Paraguay ahead of Morocco. Group I, Colombia and Wales ahead of China. Group J, Belgium and Ivory Coast ahead of New Zealand. Group K, US winning their group ahead of Sweden, Angola in third. Group L, Turkey, Tunisia ahead of Uzbekistan. Group M, Norway and Qatar ahead of Senegal. Interesting. Group N, there are so many freaking groups. Serbia ahead of Brazil. Brazil does qualify, but second behind Serbia, losing to them 1-0. Jamaica finishing third. Group O, second to last group, Japan over Argentina, with Iceland making the World Cup, but missing out on qualification from the group stage, and England winning their group ahead of Nigeria and Nicaragua. The second round saw Spain beat Croatia 3-0, Ghana beat Mexico on penalties, France beat Scotland, Congo beating South Korea on penalties, Italy unfortunately knocking out Thailand, Portugal beating Cameroon, Germany absolutely thrashing Paraguay 7-0, Netherlands absolutely thrashing Chile 5-0, Ivory Coast beating Colombia on penalties, Wales beating Belgium Wales, non-Gareth Bale Wales, beating Belgium 2-1. The United States beating Tunisia. The fact it took penalties is annoying, but we won. Turkey beating Sweden in extra time. Norway beating Brazil. Brazil that finished second in their group. 2030, Brazil not that hot. Serbia beating Qatar 2-0. Pretty good draw for them. Japan beating Nigeria. Where are we at here? And then finally, Argentina in extra time. It ain't coming home. England knocked out in the second round. All right, going to the third round. Spain beating Congo 4-1. France beating Ghana 4-0. Netherlands beating Italy in extra time. That's a big matchup in the third round. Another big one, Portugal beating Germany on penalties. Ivory Coast over Turkey in extra time. The United States advancing once again. It took extra time, but they did beat Wales 3-2. Argentina beating Norway on penalties, and Serbia beating Japan 3-0. So for the quarterfinals, Portugal beats host Spain 2-0. France beats Netherlands in extra time. Serbia beats Ivory Coast, and farewell, my brethren. The United States knocked out by Argentina 1-0. So the semifinal of the World Cup is Argentina, Serbia, France, and Portugal. Who gets to the final? Who gets knocked out? Argentina gets to the final, beating Portugal 2-0, and France joins them, beating Serbia 2-1. So it's Serbia and Portugal in the third place playoff. I'm assuming Portugal wins this. They do 1-0. And in the final between France and Argentina, who wins it? It's France. France still ridiculously good in 2030, apparently. They beat Argentina 1-0, and I can't look at the fixture. I would like to see who scored. Probably Mbappe. So today we've got Standard and Everton. Standard currently sitting third in the group after 2 games played on 3 points, the same amount as Galatasaray. Dundee currently sitting bottom, losing both of their games so far in the group stage. Everton currently sitting, I think, about 13th in the Premier League. Yeah, 13th. 3 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses. They did beat Liverpool, but other than that, they beat Tottenham as well. They drew with Leicester, and they lost to Arsenal, Aston Villa, Southampton, and Manchester United. So really pretty difficult run-in for Everton so far, but they finished 14th last year, so I think this is just kind of the team they are. So at home, at Stamford Bridge, should be a comfortable victory. But first up is Standard in the Europa League, and this is the squad I'm going to go with for this match. Bruno Thiago starting up top. He's been very good for us. Yeremy Pino on the left has also been extremely good, probably been our best player this season. Raheem Sterling is starting on the right wing. He's played really well recently. Decided to give Kai Havertz a little bit of a break. He's been playing well, but he's got a heavy match load. Sterling, I kind of trust right now, which is surprising. In the midfield, we're going with Gavi. Mason Mount gets to start, and Camavinga. Backline of Ruggeri, Badiashile, Mancini, who's been fantastic so far. Reece James, and Harazo, who's also been absolutely fantastic. On the bench, that leaves Callum Doyle, Jimmy Wong, Sergio Reguilon, who's been a little bit better this year than he was last. Kessie, Ilaix Mariba, Zvonarek, and Sesko. So a strong bench, but the starting squad should be able to get it done. We've got a relatively early highlight. 3 minutes in, and we've got the ball. Gavi's going to play it back to Benoit Badiashile. He's going to go back to Gavi, the playmaker, the guy I want on the ball in a more attacking position, trying to create these chances, these through balls, or balls over the top to the likes of Bruno Thiago. He goes back to Yeremy Pino. Gavi's ready to receive it again, and he does. Ruggeri, Camavinga. I love our passing play so far in this tactic. I'm not usually one to love a 4-3-3. I don't know why. I never seem to work with it, but so far it's been pretty good for here at Chelsea. Reece James has a shot, but pretty far off target. About 10.5 minutes in, there's a throw in for Standard. They have the ball on this left-hand side, but they're going to give it away. Very bad pass. Gavi's going to pick it up and go up to top to Thiago. He's going to have to hold up the ball. He finds the ball back to Sterling, who goes out to Reece James. Into Mancini, playing this out from the back. Mason Mount, back up to Raheem Sterling, inside to Bruno Thiago, dropping deep as that trequartista. Finds the ball through from Sterling. He's going to hold it up, look for Reece James. In a more supportive position, but he finds the ball through to Mason Mount, and that's the first goal of the game. Reece James with the assist, and not a typical Reece James assist. A through ball to the center mid on attack, Mason Mount, and he puts it right into the corner. And 10.5 minutes in, nearly 11 minutes in, we've got a 1-0 lead. And now we've got a corner 13 minutes in. Ruggeri's going to take it. Go back post. It's going to go past everyone, but Mancini's going to pick it up. Not the ideal person you want in that position, but he finds Badiashile. Again, not ideal. Back to Mancini. Into Gavi. He's got a lot to do here. He's going to go back to Badiashile. We're going to look to recycle a little bit. Mancini, back to Badiashile. Trying to get everybody back into some positions so the right players in the right spots. Yeremy Pino back to Gavi. Center backs back in their positions now. Yeremy Pino playing this slow. Back to Badiashile. All the way back to Giovanni Harazo. Into Mancini. into Badiashile. If we score from this, it'd be one of the more interesting goals I've seen. Ruggeri looking for a through ball to Yeremy Pino. He's going to have a chance to put it in. He does. Bruno Thiago, and it is a goal. That is a weird highlight. I don't know if I've ever seen a highlight like that. A corner that just gets distributed all the way back. Just such a patient possession play. And then we find a goal from it. Ruggeri over the top for Yeremy Pino. Gets it on his strong right foot. Finds the head of Bruno Thiago. Not your typical aerial presence, but he can win those. He's 6 foot, decent heading, decent jumping reach, and he finds the back of the net. So far, it's been a pretty dominating performance by Chelsea. We've been calm, we've been confident, we've been comfortable, and we've been clinical. 2-0 lead, 38th minute, and now Standard are going to be on the ball, all the way back to their goalkeeper. They're going to see if they can create something here. They're going to go towards the midfield, and Mason Mount's going to win this, but Thiago not in position to pick it up. So Standard are going to recycle. Back to their center backs and back to the goalkeeper once again. He's going to go long. Benoit Badiashile should win this comfortably. He does. He just brings it down. Far too many times they try to head that onto somebody and it goes right to a Standard player, but we play this through to Thiago. He has a chance here to put a ball in. He's going to find Sterling at the back post. He's going to go on the volley. That would have been a tremendous goal. Unfortunately, it didn't come off. Looks like the half is going to end Chelsea with a 2-0 lead, but there is going to be one more highlight. It's a corner. Yeremy Pino, back post. Benoit, not going to be able to win it, but it's going to fall to Mason Mount. We're going to have another chance from a corner to recycle the ball around and have another chance. Mancini, Camavinga. Yeremy Pino in a lot of space, but an easy save for the goalkeeper down to his near post. And we're going to go into halftime with a 2-0 lead. And if anything, it probably should have been more. 14 shots, 8 on target. 3 half chances, though. Through 3 half chances, have 2 goals. You're not going to see me complain about that too much. They've had 1 shot. This should be comfortable. 50 minutes in, we've got our first highlight of the second half. I made a halftime sub. I took off Yeremy Pino. He's a little bit tired. I think we're going to be good. I don't think we need him. I think we can probably get another goal, if not 2 more, to completely seal this. Raheem Sterling with the chance there, but it gets saved. Mason Mount playing out on the wing now, taking that role from Pino with Kessie coming into the midfield. I'm actually going to show the tactic real quick because I've got Mount out here as a Raumdeuter. This is a position we know he can play. He plays it quite a bit for Chelsea. Maybe not the role, but he plays that left wing spot a decent amount. Raumdeuter, though, I think is his best role in Football Manager. He cannot dribble, especially at this point of his career. 9 dribbling, but he's a good attacking player. He's right-footed, obviously, so you want him cutting in on that right foot. So, inside forward, it has dribble more. I definitely do not want that. That's basically like the whole point of having Raumdeuter. I don't want him having dribble more as an instruction. So he can't really be an inside forward. Can't be a trequartista. Be a wide target forward, but that just seems wrong. He's not an inverted winger. Again, it has dribble more as well, and you want him shooting, not crossing. Playmaker, again, maybe, but we have a playmaker and a Gavi right there. I don't really want 2 playmakers so close to each other, both being advanced playmakers as well. And obviously, he's not a winger. So I'm going to try out Raumdeuter. We haven't used him much in this role. We've got quite a bit of game left to see how well he plays there. Statistically, we've been almost as dominant in the second half as we were in the first, but this is only the second highlight of the half, and we're 88 minutes in. And Standard going to be on the ball, looking to attack. They've had 1 shot, I believe, in this entire second half, and it wasn't on target. They're going to have another, and it hits the post. They nearly get a goal, one that would have been fully undeserved. But now can we go on an attack? We've not seen us do much this half, even though we've had plenty of shots. 1 minute left, but let's look at the shots we've had. We've had 8 shots in the second half, 14 in the first, so we've not been as dominant, but compared to what they've done, it's been dominant. We just haven't created any quality chances, apparently, even though we've had, 4 half chances this half? 3 more than the first half? Or I guess 1 more than the first half? We had 3. Yeah, that's how math works. Still, we've been good. We just haven't seen the highlights. I don't know why. I would have liked to see them. But it's going to be a comfortable victory. A 2-0 win in the end. Should have been more. Once again, it should have been more. But a win's a win. I'll take it. And Reece James gets man of the match with his assist and a good defensive performance. And apparently, Pep Guardiola is England boss in 2030 in this save. Interesting. Next up, we've got an Everton team at Stamford Bridge that is coached by former Chelsea man, Loic Remy. Newly signed Loic Remy, just joined him this year. Not got off to the best start. We're going to make it a little bit worse, hopefully. All right, it's time to take on Loic Remy and Everton. And we're going to need a win if we're going to keep our 3-point gap ahead of Newcastle and Arsenal. We've got a game in hand, and we've got a better goal difference, but I still would like to have that buffer. Our squad for this match is almost the first team, full first team. We got an EFL Cup match next, so I'm going to do a little bit of rotation for that. So Bruno Thiago, Pino, and Havertz starting front 3. Gavi and Mariba starting midfield, but Kessie's going to come in for Camavinga. That's the only change. Otherwise, it's a full first team defense of Ruggeri, Badiashile, Cerezo, James, and Harazo, who has been just absolutely tremendous. Sorry, Mindy, you're not going to play much this year. A really slow start to the match. We're 30 minutes in. We have our first highlight, and I thought we just gave away a penalty. Fortunately, we didn't, because Everton haven't had a shot yet. We've had 3, only 1 on target. But we're going to see if we can attack here. Havertz is going to play back to Reece James. Got man of the match in the last game. Got an assist. Is looking for another. Finds a ball to Bruno Thiago, but he puts it just wide. Another highlight immediately after, though. 32nd minute, and we've got the ball. Gavi's going to look for Havertz. He's going to get to him, and he's going to find Thiago, who plays through Havertz. A good sliding tackle by Michaelenko. It's going to go back to Thiago, but he's going to put it wide once again. And it looks like that's how the first half's going to end. What a crap first half. We've got an immediate highlight to start the second half. Hopefully this one's going to be better. But unfortunately, it's starting with Everton. They still have yet to have a shot. So if they score with their first shot, I'm going to be a little upset. Vertesi on the ball is going to go back to Wendell. He's going to look for a long ball looking for João Mario, but it's going to be intercepted by Badiashile. He plays through Havertz. He loses it, but Kessie picks it up. Yeremy Pino now on the ball. We haven't seen him touch the ball yet, I don't think. He looks for a through ball. It's not going to get there, but we're going to pick up the clearance. Kessie's going to go back to Valentino Cerezo. He'll go into Gavi. Looking for Yeremy Pino once again. Can he put in a better ball this time? He's going to go back to Gavi. He's in a pretty good spot. Back to Yeremy Pino. Ball in back post Havertz. And he puts it right in the middle of the net. A good finish, a good header for a player that can do it. His heading's actually not great, but he's got a decent amount of size to him, some decent jumping reach. Did pretty well there. It took longer than I'd liked, but we've got a goal, we've got a lead, and it looks like we've really kicked it on this second half. This is the third highlight. We're in the 50th minute. Everton are going to win the ball in the midfield, but they're going to lose it again. They have not been very good trying to find these attacking balls to their forwards. Feels like their striker's been really isolated today. Yeremy Pino's going to pick it up and go back to Ruggeri. He's going to look for Gavi. Back to Badiashile. Back to Gavi. Can we create another chance? Mariba. Back to Franck Kessie. Playing as a halfback. I think it suits what I want from him really well. You know, good for a possession system. He's a player that's good defensively. I want him in a more defensive role, not necessarily a deep-lying playmaker. He doesn't have the vision. I think he's good as a halfback. A nice ball to Havertz. He's going to pull it back for Mariba, and he's going to get a goal. A very good finish by Alex Mariba. A really crap first half, but it's been a pretty good start to the second. And another highlight. Is this like the 4th or 5th highlight in 6 minutes? Good Lord. Are we going to score another, though? They're going to go back to Wendell. Into Matty. They've not been able to get the ball up to their forwards, really. They're going for it again, but again, intercepted immediately. Now we're going to go on another attack. Yeremy Pino, Ruggeri. Everton look completely outmatched right now. They're still yet to have a shot. Kai Havertz on the ball. Reece James, back to Havertz. Havertz has a goal and an assist. He's going to go back to Mariba, who's going to keep it. Reece James, back into Havertz. Into Thiago, and he's got a goal. It's another assist by Kai Havertz. This time, Bruno Thiago puts it on target. And not only does he do that, he puts it in the back of the net. Strong finish. We played 6 minutes in the second half, and we've scored 3 goals. It looks like thrashing your arms and telling your team they're crap when they have been crap does make a difference. We did that at halftime. And we went on to score 3 goals in 6 minutes. Since then, we've had a little bit of a break, kind of pulled back a little bit. 77th minute, got our second highlight since our last goal. Badiashile is going to play it out to Havertz. He's going to look for a crossfield ball to Zonarek, who's come on as a sub for Yeremy Pino. But a good defensive header, back to the goalkeeper. Pickford's going to pick this up. But knowing how they play against us, he's going to go long. He's going to find Diop, though. Very well taken down. A really good first touch. Should have battled more for that. They're going to have a shot, and I think that's their first shot of the game, and I think it's going to count. Second shot of the game. First on target, and they've got a goal. That's annoying. Let's not screw this up from here. That was really poor from our center backs, just not even trying to battle for that long ball. They just let him bring it down so easily, and when they do that, it's hard to defend against. They've got so many men forward, and we've yet to get our men back to defend, and basically it's 2-on-2. Now we're looking to attack, though. See if we can get one back, put this lead back to 3 goals. Kai Havertz, back to Alex Mariba. Had a great finish earlier. Got his goal. Now he's going to go back to Reece James. Taking it blocked. Back post. Zvonarek. And it's a goal. Goalkeeper was already on the ground from the previous shot. Zvonarek had an empty net. Still took a good header. And it was a good header. And we've got our 3-goal lead back. Deep free kick. It's going to be headed out by Fromm. Kessie's going to pick this up. And they don't have many men back. It's like a 4-on-2 right now. But they're flooding back faster than we're getting forward. Kessie's going to have a lot to do here. Going to find Alex Mariba. He's going to have a chance here. And what a goal. But Pickford definitely should have done better. Right above his hands. He couldn't get up. How tall is Pickford? Because he looked very short there. Alex Mariba had a lot of power behind it, but that still shouldn't have gone in. But it did, so it's 5-1. And it looks like that's how the game's going to end. a very good 5-1 victory. 8 shots on target, 5 goals. Last time we had 8 shots on target, we scored 2. You never know what to expect from this team. Well, those were a couple of really enjoyable games. It's nice when it's that easy. Elias Moriba gets man of the match for the second game with 2 goals and an assist. He was tremendous, as was most of the rest of the team. Now, Giovanni Herrazzo said, I lost the temper after that first half, which they were awful, and apparently it made an impact. He had not been happy with the way the team had played and made sure the team knew it. I did, and they responded. Coming up, we've got a run of 5 more very winnable matches, including 2 in a row against West Brom in the EFL Cup and in the Premier League. We've got Standard away in the Europa League, Fulham and Sheffield United, before we take on Galatasaray away from home, and then the big one, Manchester City, also away from home. So this is your first look of a Galatasaray team that we beat 3-0 in the home leg, looking to probably secure top of the group in this Galatasaray match. And then Man City, the team that we beat in the Champions League final with Sporting, and we played them once at the end of last season, away from home at the Etihad, and we drew 1-1. Looking for a better result this time. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.